And then
Yep. Alrighty, so we can start off by introducing who you are and where you work.
yes. My name is Ana Benites. I am from Peru and I'm currently living in Berlin, Germany. And I was working at a language learning tech company, and now I'm switching to a Fintech, Solaris Bank, that is also based here in Berlin, and I'm looking forward to it.
And so, can you tell us a little bit? How did you start to learn to code, and what were you doing before?
Yes, I studied business administration. I'm from Peru. I moved to Austria. I studied there business. Then I came back to Peru. I started my own small hospitality management, bed and breakfast with my sister, and I realized there the potential that has technology in the impact of people in Latin America. The things are much more easier. You can grow up a lot, and it's a continuous learning process. So what I decided is I was alone. Basically, I didn't have any other friends doing tech, and I already had a bachelor degree. So what I decided to do is to knock the door and go and look for other women that are working already in tech. And that's how I met Women in Tech Peru. They really helped me, and I realized how important it is to have a community. So for me, it's really important. They helped me basically to break into tech, to not be afraid, to learn how to code, and to give myself the opportunity to grow up, to give myself the opportunity to have another chance in life. It's not just you go, you studied, you get married, and then you have kids and it's over. No, you can always reinvent yourself. It's like rebirth again. Life is a continued change. I just embrace it, and having the community helped me a lot.
What was your first language that you like? What did you? Was the very first sort of language you started to think about? Python.
Exactly, because it was much more easy. They told me, hey, you should learn Python because Python is much more friendly and it's like speaking English. So I started with that, and it was not so easy at the first beginning. Me coming from, can you imagine working at bed and breakfast? And then so suddenly, oh my God, I knew how to work with computers, but I didn't know what was a terminal, a console, a programming language, what was object-oriented, and all the things. But it was cool because at the end, we were starting with small examples, how the computer reacts. For example, let's print hello world with the same simple thing, and then let's print an if statement. What happens if you it's rainy, you take an umbrella. If it's sunny, you take another thing. If closes, it was cool. It's like that how I started. Then I switched to JavaScript because I was really interested. I started to be curious, and I remember the first mentor that I had in Peru. We met in a coffee shop. Actually, I entered the coffee shop. I was really sad. I was crying because I thought I was not going to be able to do it. Even though I had friends, they were supporting me. It was hard for me at least because I was so frustrated. I was thinking, oh my God, I'm over 30. I'm already, like, my life already finished. I'm gonna start a new career. If I'm gonna be successful or not, what is successful in life? I started to ask myself a lot of questions. So I entered to a coffee shop, and I met there a guy who was sitting doing some things, but I saw stickers in the laptop. So I said, that may be a developer. So I just approached him and said, hey, how are you? Are you a developer? Just like that, because I didn't have anything to lose. And he said, actually, I'm the CTO of a tech company here in Peru, and I was working for several years in Microsoft, and I had a computer science in Dartmouth College, so I was working a really high-tech CTO. So what happened there is we started to talk, and I started to say, I want to learn, I'm eager to learn. And you know what he told me? Okay, you're going to enter into tech, and I'm going to give you the opportunity, but if you have just two things in life, you love to continue learning, you're in a continuous learning process, and the second one is if you have tolerance to frustration. Because that's about life. It's not just those two things are applied, not just in tech, in all the life, in all the process of your life, because life is changing, it's evolving, continuously changing. So I say yes, he gave me the opportunity. I started to work. The first internships that I did was with him, so I did JavaScript. Exactly, I learned how the browser worked. And then I was doing HTML, CSS, and it was cool environment and also challenging because I was the only woman between a lot of guys doing Java and some of them JavaScript. So the thing is that I had that trust. That's another point that I want to mention, the importance of a mentorship, of a mentor. It's really important to have mentors and a community. Oh my God, that helped me a lot.
Thank you, Anna.
Yeah, you're welcome.